a year ago, your life changed. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
But when I say that, I'm not actually clickbaiting it. It actually did, didn't it?
Completely, yeah.
180-degree turn on your life. What happened? And what was when did this happen? March, was it?
No, this a year on Friday.
Fucking hell! And this is
17th
probably
of
roughly
May.
when this will sort of come out. So a year ago, almost to the day. I remember. I'll set the scene. I was filming a clickbait episode, a series that I only did 4 or 5 of with Tom Norris, a friend of mine. And we were halfway through filming. I got a phone call from Charley, and she was like, "I'm really ill. I'm really ill. Can you take me to the..." Again, Darth Sidious. "I've choked on a hairbrush again." Fuck's sake! What are you even doing watching Teletubbies? You're 22.
Fag about to come up.
You got any cardboard? I'm clucking.
I like how this is meant to be a really serious story.
Yeah, no. No,
Dear.
yeah, so I was halfway through filming. She called me. She said, "Oh, I'm really ill. Pick me up." So I was like, "All right, I'm going to have to stop." So stopped recording. Went and picked her up. And I shit you not, yeah, she looked really white, pale, and really thin, right? Really, half the size you usually are. And
Yeah,
no, I'm just saying, just half the size you usually are. And I put you're in the car, and then I was like, I'll say now because it's all good, right? I genuinely thought to myself when I see you, I was like, that could be cancer or something.
couple hours left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it could be cancer because I've never seen someone lose that much weight that quickly. I don't see Charley all the time, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks sometimes. And I think I'd not seen her for 10 days or so. And she was literally half the size, white, gaunt. I could see the fucking cheekbones. I was like, this something's weird here. Dropped her off at the doctor's. And then I remember saying to you, right, I'm about if you need me. I'll pick you up in a minute, drop you off. I picked her up, dropped her off back at home. She said, "Oh, the doctor said it's just a virus." I was like, "What fucking virus is this then?" She's like, "Oh, I've just got to put these tablets under my tongue." She kept going, "I'm so thirsty, I'm so thirsty." Dropped her off at home. I said, "Right, I'm about if you need me all day, but I'm not about between 7 and 8 because I've got to go play football. So I won't have my phone on me. So if you need me, make sure it's before then, and then I won't go." And then I finished football and I got in the car park of the UEA and I looked at my phone and I had 10 missed calls and I was like, "What the fuck? Why are you calling me then? It must be serious." And then I called you back and Mum answered on your phone. And people know I don't have the greatest relationship with my mum, but I was chatting to her and Mum said that you had to be put on a resuscitation machine.
Mm.
So what happened then? Tell people what.
So after you dropped me home, and I thought I just had a stomach bug, I fell asleep and I woke up and I had this really bad pain in my back. And I called my mum. I was like, "Mum, I think you need to come round. I'm not well." So I went downstairs to unlock the door. And on my way up, I thought, "Shit, that's not right." And I called 999 and they said, "No, you seem all right. We'll ring you back in an hour."
Wow.
I thought, God, I must be dramatic. I must be fine and just jazzing it up a bit. And then my mum turned up and I think the ambulance were calling back at that time and my lips were kind of blue and I couldn't really think straight. And the ambulance turned up and sent me straight to A&E, resus for 5 hours, and they told me I'm type 1 diabetic. And then my life, it's like someone went, "Beep, your life's changed, and if you don't follow the rules, you'll die." So,
Wow.
Because
That's awful.
it's
crazy.
weird because even when I'm dropping her off at the doctor's, I'm not a medical expert. I don't have any knowledge in that field. I'm like, how? Look at her.
That
Yeah.
doctor was,
Shit.
poor, really poor. Dismissed me because 2 days before I went to that appointment, I was feeling unwell for about a month, and I went on the Monday. That was the Wednesday, and she said that I had health anxiety and depression and just all this. Just stop. How many times are you going to keep coming here? That's what she asked me, and offered me antidepressants. And I thought, shit, I'm actually just a bit gone. And then 2 days later, when I called Jaack, I couldn't stop being sick.
That's mad as well because I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast and I don't really want to get into it. This is one for another time, but I genuinely actually do have health anxiety, right? To a big extent that not really many people know about, and it fucks me pretty much on the daily. I just don't mention it. And I used to have OCD when I was a kid. I do have a little bit. So when Charley comes to me saying, "I think it's this, that, and the other," I disbelieve her as well because I'm like, "I reckon you've got what I've got." Because I know what I
thought
have.
so as well. That's
Yeah.
why I believed it, because I know what I'm like. I know how my brain
But
works.
I saw you and you look like Skeletor. and it
Yeah.
was horrible.
That's why he dismissed me so much, because I'd just been diagnosed with health anxiety. So he was like, "Why are you here again?"
But then,
How?"
but then, health anxiety is the belief that you have something
All the
wrong with you
time.
all the
All the
time
time.
when you don't.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, I've been feeling this for so long now. This is not right.
But then, health anxiety wouldn't make you physically look like that, would it?
No.
No, 'cause then that's an actual health issue.
Yeah. So it's
On the
weird.
Monday, I wasn't that bad. On
Right.
the Monday, I could walk in and walk out, and then on the Tuesday, he's read her notes and thought, why has our receptionist let her in? Why is she here again? And I'm probably jazzing her up a bit. I'm probably being a bit
Hypochondriac.
yeah.
But
That's-
then, so you got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes,
I was
which
in hospital for like 4 or 5 days.
I went and saw you, and you looked completely different.
I looked better.
Looked better. You had
Yeah.
more colour, but you were still skinny as fuck, like all bones, basically. And you. So first of all, before we get into the big life changes that this brought on, I just want to say there's a common misconception that not a lot of people know, and I know our nan and granddad didn't really understand, between type 1 and type 2. What are the differences?
So with type 2, it can be brought on mainly by stress or diet. That's the one that people think can be self-inflicted, Type 1,
Oh, well, Charlie's too polite, but basically type 2.
The one that fat people get.
Fat people get it, yeah.
Too much sugar.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
when you buy like a box of Krispy Kremes and then you go, bring on the diabetes. Like, you can literally bring on the diabetes.
Yeah.
But as much as you can bring it on, you can also bring it off again if you just fucking started
if you
eating
eat
as long
well,
as you
yeah,
don't get-
until you
yeah,
get
as
to a
long as you're
certain
not
point where you
diagnosed,
just, where you ruin it for yourself.
So,
but
because when you were a kid, you were quite a chubby kid, weren't you?
I've been checked for diabetes several times in my life.
Yeah, she was quite a chubby kid right up to about 15, 16. So I think a lot of when my nan and granddad heard you had diabetes, they associate you being a
Course.
chubby kid with
Yeah.
going, and your diet was just sausages and shit anyway. So it's
Thanks,
like,
Mum.
yeah. So it's like, she eats shit. But that frustrated you because it's like, no, it's not because I eat shit.
Yeah.
I do eat shit, but my pancreas has died.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different, but it needs a different name.
Do you
But it never
think?
will.
That's a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good
yeah.
point.
Do you-
Absolutely.
Out of everyone in this country that have got diabetes, only 90% have got type 1, so it's so overlooked.
No, 90% have got type 2. You mean?
10%.
Yeah. 10% have got type 1, so it's overlooked. There's not much on it, really.
Okay.
And you do.
So, as your pancreas died?
Yeah.
Just stopped working.
So, yeah, I had no insulin, so my blood sugar would just raise, and then I'd feel the effects of that, and that's what put me in hospital.
It's weird because I think if your blood sugar raised, you'd feel like you're buzzing, wouldn't you? Like a sugar
No,
rush.
It's just kind of like, when you eat a really big meal and you undo your trousers and you're like,
Yeah.
that.
It's too
Yeah.
much for your body to handle.
And that's why you
Mm.
were so
Yeah,
thirsty.
and your eyes go yeah, that was the scariest symptom, because and the leg cramps my mouth was so dry. I thought I've lost my voice. I can't talk anymore.
Your eyes go what?
Blurry.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was the biggest life changes then? Because you said it was like someone flicking a switch, and I remember in the months just after, you were quite
Mm.
depressed and quite down about it.
Yeah.
You'd get upset a lot.
I think I'm over that now. I think that would have been weird if I didn't
Yeah.
feel like that. But
Because you feel like you weren't
everything.
yourself anymore.
yeah, I felt like that was diabetes, and then me, and then work, and then the rest of it.
Do you want to show your thing on the camera? Like if you need
Yeah.
to talk into your mic, so show.
Where's the camera?
It's up there. You need to talk
Underneath
into
it.
your mic so it picks it up.
This is continuous blood glucose monitor, and I recommend it for any diabetic out there. It tells my blood sugar. I send it straight to my watch and my phone, and it goes off if it's too high or too low. So when I'm asleep, I'm safe.
Sorry to interrupt, but it basically stops you from pricking your finger all the
Yeah,
time.
that's the main point, because my fingertips are really sore. I'd prick my fingers about 10, maybe 12 times a day, and they'd get really, gross. So,
Manky.
yeah, and I think Dad saw that and was like, yeah, headache, because I'm only 8 months in, and they were already falling apart. And with my job being a technician, it was just a bit,
Bit hard to
Mm.
do.
yeah. And when you go to sleep and stuff, you don't know what your body's going to do when you go to sleep. You don't know if you're going to wake up. So every night you'd go to bed thinking, risking it a bit, aren't I? Should set alarms and stuff.
hell.
And yeah, some people set alarms for 12 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. But now I don't have to. And what made me buy it was someone left a comment saying, enjoy the first night's sleep since diagnosis. And it is really that.
Really?
Wow.
So you would recommend it to anyone out there?
Anyone, yeah, just for my mental health. I might not need it forever for the rest of my life. Like when I'm used to it, because I'm so new, my body is dealing with it very differently to like Frankie, our cousin, who's had it for 30 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe in a few years, I'll be
Yeah.
more relaxed. But at the moment, it's still a very big deal to me.
So that basically will send all the updates to your phone. So
Yep.
so rather than you having to constantly worry, oh, what am I at? What am I at? Your
Yeah.
phone will just tell you.
Yeah.
So it's worth getting. How much is that? It's quite pricey though, isn't
It's
it?
£159 a month, which I would pay double that, but I can understand it's a lot of money.
Mm.
I'm
But
lucky that
I
my
mean,
family
if you've
can
got
help.
a little bit of money to like to live on, then do it because it's changed your life quite a lot.
Just my mental health is
Yeah.
what I'm thankful for. Yeah.
Theresa May's got one of them, hasn't she?
She's got. It's not as good. This one is like the elite.
Is
but
it?
Yeah. Her one's like NHS funded.
How come they don't put them on the NHS?
It's too expensive. Don't really know. This is going to improve my long-term health.
Yeah,
Maybe they don't want that.
That's always a money thing, isn't it, with the NHS?
yeah.
There's quite a lot you can't get under the NHS.
It's mad, isn't it?
You
So
think they should, because in the long term, they're not going to have to take my leg off, or I'm not going to have the long-term effects of diabetes with this. Hopefully, if I stick to the rules, so surely I should save them money.
what are the long-term effects if you didn't have that?
So amputations, I could lose my lower limbs and my eyesight goes. Yeah, heart attacks, strokes.
They say your life expectancy decreases, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's gone to like 67 or something like that.
Fucking mental, isn't it? People do think this is a good conversation to have, because people do think that diabetes is just, oh, you just sort of have to have a chocolate bar every now and then, or you have to like worry about your sugar and that. It does dramatically change things.
The first thing my nurse said to me, I said, should I keep pricking my fingers and testing what different foods, how it works for me? And she said, no, don't keep doing that, because you might need those fingertips for Braille when you're older.
Fucking hell.
And I'm a day in, so I'm thinking, oh, cool, I'm going to go blind soon.
That is
Sweet.
fucking rancid.
Oh dear. Yeah, you got quite down about it, quite depressed about it.
Understandably.
Mm.
Fuck me.
That was horrible. Horrible time.
I
but
think it's just,
I'm over it.
if someone in your family has it, you need to educate yourself and work out what they're going through and shit like that. Because
Didn't have a clue.
no,
I learn stuff every day.
yeah. Smithy from Soccer AM called you up,
Yeah,
didn't
that
he?
was cool. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
What did he do?
He just gave me I think when you have type 1, you're in like a family. Like when you meet another type 1, you just instantly feel like if there's anything, I can tell them. I need to tell them now.
Yeah.
To avoid them learning later on in life.
Want to help each other out because you feel like
Yeah,
you're the select few minority that goes
He's
through it.
the only person
That knows.
none of you guys, none of the nurses, none of the doctors that preach it day in and day out. They don't have a clue. They have to have it.
Yeah. And he called you up, didn't he?
Yeah, we spoke for a good hour. I really
It's mad.
recommended this to him, so hopefully he's invested in that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think with his career as well.
I just did a show for Football Daily, Soccer AM, and you were there, weren't you?
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
And Smithy I told Smithy, I knew he was a type 1, that Charlie's been diagnosed, and he just got a number and called her up and spoke to her for an hour and gave her all the advice he
That's
could.
good of him.
So,
It's
Yeah.
really
yeah,
nice.
that's quality.
And Frank as well.
Yeah,
As soon as you called him, he drove down from Cambridge. He
Yeah,
was
Frank,
in
cousin
hospital
Frank.
with me for a couple
It
of
is like a
hours.
little exclusive club, really.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there's got type 1 and want to chat to you,
Definitely.
how
Send
can
me
they?
an Instagram message. 100%.
What's
I'd
your
love that.
Instagram?
It's Charlie. Charlie spelled with the E-Y. But
Yeah.
the E is a 3. And Dean. D-E-A-N.
CHARL
For the
3
YouTube
Y
video,
D
we
E
can
A.
put that on the
Yeah,
screen.
we can
Yeah,
put it on.
do.
Yeah, there we go. Big ending, really.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's all better and you're kind of over that hump now, and then it's on to the next part 2 of your life, I guess. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's
Do you
been
enjoy
fun.
it?
Yeah, it's really warm in here.
Yeah,
It is hard, it
Everyone
is
says
hard.
that.
That's why I'm
Everyone's-
wearing shorts today.
Yeah, everyone says it.
Tactical.
But no, thanks for coming on. Cheers, Stevie.
That's all right.
Cheers, Doody Rhino.
Most welcome.
And thanks, Charlie. We'll see you again next week. This has been Jaack Mates Happy Hour Podcast. Hit that outro.